Top dating advice for men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. No BS guide. When it comes to dating advice, it's essential to consider the different stages of a man's life. In this article, we'll focus on men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, as each decade presents unique challenges and opportunities. Let's dive into the advice for men in their 20s. At this stage, you're likely figuring out who you are, getting your career on track, and navigating the ups and downs of young adulthood. You may have a job, be in school, or be studying to become something. Meanwhile, your testosterone levels are surging, making you feel restless and eager to explore your romantic options. This can create an internal conflict, as you may not feel ready to provide for a partner due to your limited financial resources. Here's the good news. My advice for men in their 20s is to prioritize your career path and personal growth. Focus on discovering your mission in life, and let relationships take a back seat for now. This doesn't mean you can't have fun or explore your options, but it's essential to keep your priorities straight. Interestingly, many young men I've spoken to don't want to sleep around or engage in casual relationships. To those guys, I say, don't be ashamed of your choices. You don't have to conform to societal pressure or feel obligated to be a stud. It's okay to take things slow and focus on building meaningful connections. If you do want to test the ice cream flavors, as I like to call it, that's perfectly fine. Just remember that you don't have to be physically intimate with every woman you meet. Instead, focus on building friendships with women, especially if you're in college. You'll have a shared experience and common goals, making it easier to connect on a deeper level. As you get to know women, you'll learn what you like and dislike about certain personalities, values, and traits. This will help you identify what you're looking for in a partner when the time is right. And if you do decide to explore your options, just be aware that the first woman you meet may not be the one. That's okay. It's all part of the journey. Remember, men's primary needs are to protect, provide, and procreate. Having a job and a reliable income is crucial for achieving these goals. Women in their 20s understand that you may not have a lot of money yet, but they'll be impressed by your work ethic and commitment to building a career. So here's another dating advice tip for men in their 20s. Focus on developing a strong work ethic, and women will take notice. You don't need to have a lot of money, but you do need to demonstrate your commitment to building a better future for yourself and potentially a family. By prioritizing your personal growth and career development, you'll set yourself up for success in both your professional and romantic life. Now let's talk about dating advice for men in their late 20s and 30s, especially if starting a family is a priority for you. If you're certain that marriage and children are in your future, your late 20s and early 30s are the ideal time to begin seriously considering who you'd like to settle down with. This is why it's so valuable in your 20s to meet and interact with a variety of women, not just romantically, but also as friends. Building these connections helps you understand what traits you truly appreciate in a partner, and which ones don't align with your values. Whether through work, education, or social circles, surrounding yourself with women during this phase makes forming meaningful friendships easier. By your 30s, your focus shifts toward finding a life partner, someone you can build a family with or simply share a committed relationship, depending on your goals. This decade is also about financial stability, whether that means paying off student loans, saving for a home, or investing in other meaningful assets like a car or condo. Think of your 20s as the learning phase, where you figure out what it takes to build your future or kingdom, as some might say. Your 30s then are about executing that plan, clearing debts, and laying the foundation for long-term stability. While your libido may still be strong, you might also feel ready to channel that energy into one meaningful relationship with the right woman. Speaking of which, if you're unsure how to identify a truly compatible partner, my Wake Up to Love program can guide you through the process, helping you recognize red flags and avoid mismatches. On the other hand, if you're undecided about having a family, there's no immediate pressure. Biologically, men have more time to make that choice. Women, however, face a tighter timeline due to fertility constraints, which is why many in their 30s become more selective about partners. Now, for men in their 40s, the path diverges. If you're already in a committed relationship or have a family, this decade is about nurturing those bonds, whether with your spouse, long-term partner, or children. It's a shared responsibility to contribute to each other's happiness and the relationship's success. If you're single, your 40s offer different opportunities, which we'll explore further. Entering your 40s can bring about significant changes, especially if you find yourself divorced and single once more. It's common to feel a sense of loss, particularly when it comes to financial stability, which often takes a hit during a divorce. Additionally, navigating access to your children can be challenging. For men in this situation, here's some dating advice. Focus on rebuilding what may have been lost during your breakup. This could mean getting your finances back in order, reassessing your career path, or even considering a new job altogether. If you're contemplating dating someone with children, such as a single mother, I highly recommend checking out my video on whether you should pursue a relationship with a single mom. On the other hand, if you find yourself in a different scenario, perhaps you're currently single after a divorce or just enjoying your independence, you have the freedom to build your own life like a king in his castle. You can choose whether to settle down or continue exploring your options. The beauty of being a man in this stage of life is that you have the flexibility to make these choices. As you navigate your 40s, it's crucial to ensure that your financial situation and career are stable. While it's entirely possible to date younger women or even start a family later in life, it's important to remember that no woman, regardless of her age, will be interested in someone who is bitter or struggling financially. Therefore, it's essential to address these aspects of your life. If you're uncertain about making the right choice in your next relationship, especially if you've missed red flags in the past, consider enrolling in my Wake Up to Love program. This program will guide you through a process that helps you recognize potential warning signs in future partners. It's easy to become overly protective due to past hurts, but isolating yourself isn't the answer. You have the option to engage with others or to take a step back. The choice is yours. I also suggest watching my videos on damaged women, red flags, and toxic relationships for further insights. Another important piece of advice is to avoid pursuing someone based solely on their potential. If a woman is unwilling to change certain aspects of herself, just as you may be resistant to change, it's crucial to recognize that. While there may be aspects of her personality that she is open to modifying, you should not enter a relationship with the hope that she will transform into someone else. Actions speak louder than words, so always trust her behavior over her promises. Let's delve into the fascinating topic of how people evolve over time, especially within the context of relationships. It's quite intriguing to observe how individuals, particularly those in their formative years, undergo significant transformations as a result of their life experiences. These changes could stem from a myriad of factors, such as personal growth, midlife crises, or simply the accumulation of life's lessons. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that these shifts might not always align with our expectations or desires. Imagine meeting someone who seems like the perfect match when you're young and full of dreams. You might think you found the one who checks all the boxes. Yet, as life progresses, there's no guarantee that both of you will continue to evolve in compatible ways. This is where understanding becomes paramount. It's essential to recognize that everyone grows and changes at their own pace, and in their own unique way, influenced by the experiences they encounter. To navigate this complexity, tools like Wake Up to Love come into play. They assist you in identifying the foundational aspects that are crucial for a lasting relationship. These include shared values, beliefs, and long-term goals, which serve as the bedrock for any strong partnership. While these elements are primary, lifestyle choices also play a significant role in determining compatibility. By focusing on these areas, you can foster a relationship that has a higher chance of thriving despite the inevitable changes life brings. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're just starting out, navigating the ups and downs of a long-term commitment, or reevaluating your priorities, it's important to honor and embrace each stage. So, tell me, which phase of your relationship evolution are you currently experiencing? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to hearing from you.